Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to today's video. Thank you so much for the support on my channel. I absolutely love it. Reading your kind comments, emails, and direct message on my Instagram means the world to me. I really am thankful from the bottom of my heart. I'm very excited to share my insights with you guys, so please continue to watch. And to my haters, I'm sorry guys. I'm just some fool on the internet. I don't get this right all the time. I'm young, I have a lot of learning to do, and I'll continue to do my best. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just some fool on YouTube speaking my mind, and I'm young. So there's that. I'm not claiming like I'm an expert on this. It's just my POV. Today, we'll be talking about the best cities/states to move to for young Asian men. And this can include just friendliness towards the Asian community, dating. I think that's the number one thing you guys are all looking for. And I'm not going to say like I've been to everywhere in every state, in every city in America. That's quite impossible. I'm quite young. I've been to a fair amount of cities and states and have a great idea of it, but take everything I say with a grain of salt. And I have traveled abroad and I have that as well. So leave it at that. A little bit of background. I grew up in Denver, Colorado. And if you grew up in this area, I'll be honest with you, if you're an Asian male, I would say dating is kind of interesting because this is kind of like the whole of America. America is kind of these places where it's very predominantly white and the Asian community is very sparse. I feel like Asians stick to the East Coast and the West Coast. They're all along the ocean, or along the border of America. I think that's just the way the immigration pattern happened. I've never come across too many Asians in the Midwest or kind of like the western part of America. So you think like Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, like Oklahoma, that type of vibe. And I'll be honest, if you're an Asian guy growing up here, as well as maybe anywhere in the South, I don't want to generalize. I want to say I have personally dealt with overt racism in Colorado. I've dealt with overt racism in Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska. I'd say these areas aren't necessarily super friendly to Asian men. And I don't want to necessarily say that like if you go somewhere with more Asians, dating is better, but I'd say that the racism is more covert and is kind of on the DL versus being openly stated. And I think going to other parts of America, like the South, I was in Arkansas, or even Colorado, you get a lot of weird stares. People don't know what to deal with you. They don't know how to handle you, how to deal with you. They don't really have an idea or concept of who you are. So they stare at you as if you're very foreign and exotic. And they get very freaked out if you speak fluent English with no accent. They get very creeped out. They don't know how to handle you. So there's that. I'd say dating wise, guys, I think dating in general is just very hard in 2022. I won't say any city or state is there that's going to fix it. I doubt that if you move to one area of location, you'll have all the girls lined up and they just want to be with you. Guys, that's just not the world we live in. No matter where you go, there's going to be benefits of that area and downsides. That's life. No city is perfect. Honestly, no state is perfect. Some are better than others, but some might have benefits in other ways. An example, California typically has way more Asians than any other state in America. Bottom, like hands down. The job opportunities in California are phenomenal. If you're in finance, you're in tech, you're in medicines, California is just a place to go. Like Silicon Valley, and if you're into media marketing, you can go to LA. But the thing is, if you go in Silicon Valley, San Jose, NorCal, there's just a ton of dudes in like the Silicon Valley, like San Jose area. So there's a lot of guys who are fresh off the boat, sorry for that term, or this is a huge concentration. There's just not that many women around, so that might work against you. So these areas have great career growth, but there's not great of a social scene. So there's that trade-off. As well as I think of San Francisco as a fairly okay place to go to. I've been there, I generally love it. I understand that dating in San Francisco is hard, but the thing is, these are the most populated cities. So if it's hard in San Francisco, it's going to be hard anywhere else. I'm being honest. There's just more opportunity. And the general acceptance of Asians in San Francisco is more embedded and more welcoming in other places. I understand that hate crimes in San Francisco is going through the roof, but the thing is, there's higher concentrations of Asian there, so incidences happen more. Okay, I'm not saying it's perfect. San Francisco has a lot of flaws, but from my personal experiences going there and like dating, it's not like the worst. People generally see you as a human being. They don't see your race as much compared to if you go somewhere in the South, it's very apparent. I would say going to college in California and dating was a very different experience versus growing up and dating in Colorado. Colorado, my race was the number one thing in ethnicity being like talked about. And I dealt with a lot of overt racism in Colorado, like girls calling me a chink, girls calling me having a small dick. Everyone thought I like ate dogs and stuff like that in Colorado, and people, what they thought was acceptable to say to me was straight up inappropriate. But if you go in California, people typically didn't say this. People typically had Asian neighbors, Asian friends they grew up with. They're more aware of Asian food like boba, dim sum, stuff like that. They're aware of the culture, so that's amazing. So as an Asian, if you're in California, California is really great. I would honestly stay away from Silicon Valley, LA. Honestly, the places I've had the most success and I think is a very good place to live, specifically in California, is Santa Barbara, San Diego, and San Francisco. Those are phenomenal places. Santa Barbara is right on the central coast of California. It is super friendly. Central coast of California is probably the most beautiful part of California, the most welcoming. And I would say that San Francisco is also very great. There's a huge, dense Asian population. There's more just food, restaurants, great activities to do, and you can find people of all colors and races that participate in Asian food festivals, dim sum, and you can meet them at boba shops. And it's like, honestly, I think it's great. Honestly, in any city you go to, if you're not attractive, you don't have great social skills, you don't dress well, you don't put your best foot forward, you're always gonna have a difficult time dating. I hate to say human beings are shallow, and most human beings are super fake and superficial. There are great people out there, but you got to sort through all the fake people to find the great people. And it's a painful and arduous process. It is so fucking difficult. Trust me, I've been there. You're going to deal with hate, discrimination, racism, and you might just deal with girls who just call you out for being like, I don't date Asians. And it's just like, that's what it is. Yeah. But then you also meet a lot of great people. But it's a numbers game. You got to meet a lot of fucking people and you got to sort through the shit in order to find someone you really vibe with. But the thing is, you have to work on yourself, guys. You have to brush your teeth. You have to work out. You have to dress well, learn social skills, learn how to communicate with the opposite gender, learn how to make friends and be an overall great stud. And I think you'll have success, honestly, wherever you go. I think there's challenges wherever you necessarily go, but I don't know. Because I'm going to be honest, when I was in California, I was kind of normal. Everyone there is Asian, and you see Asians in like friend groups or fraternities. And, these guys did really well with women. But then when I grew up in Colorado, did I have initial difficulty? But the thing is, being seen as exotic is kind of a bad term. But the thing is, it's supply and demand. If there's no one really there might be some people who are really into Asians. And if you're the only one, you do stand out. If you really stand out, attention might be a good or bad thing, but there might be some people that are really into you. So I did score a lot of dates in Colorado based on that alone versus growing in California. You are more accepted and there's just more Asians around. So it's like, I don't know, it's pros and cons. Also, like more cities that I think are really great is the DMV. Maryland, Northern Virginia, DC is pretty fucking great. There's a lot of Asians and people are more accepting of you here. And Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is great. I know Texas is in the South, but Texas is its own thing. Like Austin, super great city. I think it's really cool. And I can advocate for that. I would also like to say New York City. I might get some flack on that, but New York is also kind of like San Francisco of the East Coast. Great diversity, a lot of like great Chinatowns, stores, people of all diversity, races, and people mix. It's a melting pot. Like DC, New York's a giant melting pot, and I'd say San Francisco. So it's a giant melting pot. You kind of date people from all types of races, and it's super fantastic. You see it all the time. You see interracial couples all the time. You see black and white, Asian black, like all these type of things, more so in these cities than if you go in the South. Personally, I don't want to give any flack, but when I've been to the South, I typically get a lot of negative attention, and this is where I deal with overt racism. Typically in the South, I'm not welcomed. And I understand, like, you think of like Arkansas, Oklahoma, you think of Mississippi, Alabama, Missouri, Kentucky. Like, I'm sorry, like these are places where racism is more prevalent. I think that's a fact. It's a cultural thing. But then when you go to like Colorado, it's not really like the Midwest. You go Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, like it's kind of its own thing. There's a lot of ranchers, a lot of white ranchers, and people aren't really familiar with you as well. But I would say the densely populated cities, Salt Lake, Denver, you might have a better chance than if you're in rural America. After studying and reading posts on Reddit, rural America is very tough on Asian men. I am sorry. While you may have struggles dating in big cities, I understand like Portland is the terrible city for Asians. I think that's kind of a consensus. And then I think Seattle, people struggle there as well. But I'd say Seattle is significantly better than buttfuck Mississippi. I'm just going to say that. Well, I'm not going to say there's no good people in Mississippi, but the odds of someone dating you without having any racist ideals or someone discriminating against you and someone more familiar with your culture would be more along the coast. But I would say this, I wouldn't necessarily move to a whole new city just to meet women. I think that's fucking crazy. I think if the job opportunities are prevalent and they make sense for you long term, as well as a social scene, why not? But I wouldn't leave my job, my family, just to go to a new city/state so I can go get a girlfriend. I think that's fucking crazy. I think in life, these things happen when you're not looking forward to it. It just happens when you're abundant and happy being alone and single. That's what happened to me. I did not move to DC from California and Colorado to meet women. I moved here for the career opportunities. Once I had my career kind of set and I learned the skills to get better and improve in my everyday life and my job, then I started naturally going out more. But the thing is, I'm naturally extroverted, guys. I love meeting people and I go out of the house all the time. I don't necessarily play too many video games. There's nothing wrong with that, but I prefer to getting a beer with a friend, getting coffee, going to stand-up comedy, just being a part of society. I love that. I love that aspect. I also love working out and I love dressing well, like looking at fashion and stuff. I'm not saying go out crazy, but there are things you need to do to improve your SMV, guys. I hate to just say it. Like, you can't just expect that if you move to a new city and you're Asian, people are going to be all over you. You have to put in effort. I mean, think about it this way. If you met a girl who didn't brush her teeth, who didn't shower, who was just in sweats, that might be your thing, but you'll be like, okay, like, maybe put in some work, okay? As well as you guys, if you're going on like basketball shorts, you can rock this look. It's a look. If you're wearing basketball shorts in a place where everyone's wearing tuxes or suits, you're kind of out of place. Have situational awareness. Put in good effort, put your best foot forward. And this is not being shallow. I think it's just called dressing well and preparing for the best. Right? If you look at people who groom themselves well, they treat themselves with self-love and respect. People who love themselves typically take care of themselves very well as well. And I think that's a great indicator. I would say if you are dealing just struggles in dating, I wouldn't just necessarily remove yourself from the situation. I'll say do your best where you're at. Like, try something different, dress different, hang out with different more people, get outside of your comfort zone, try a new sport, try a new hobby. But I think the number one thing is this: have situational awareness. Don't be fucking creepy. Be confident. Be fucking funny, guys. And just like be who you are. I don't want to say just be yourself, because if you're a loser, if you're a toxic person, if no one wants to be around you, and I say just be yourself and you're a negative, hateful person, that's like the worst advice possible. Improve yourself daily in and out to become a nicer, more genuine person, but also take care of your physique. I want to say this, guys, working out's like the easiest thing you can do, guys. You look better, you're more confident. Working out teaches you discipline and motivation to get better, an addiction to healthy pain. You're physically growing. Working out is typically painful in the beginning, but you overall feel so much better. Your mental health improves. Your energy just shoots up. I guess a lot of my joints pain and fibromyalgia symptoms have subsided from working out. Working out is phenomenal because you can wear a regular t-shirt, and if you look fucking good, guys, makes a difference. So I hope today's video has genuinely helped you. But guys, like, look, there's no perfect city. That city does not exist. I feel like you make your own perfect city. While some cities have more opportunity, there's always trade-offs. Some social scenes might be great. Like, for example, Hawaii, I heard for Asians, fucking, it's great. It's like a paradise. It's literally like a fairy tale. But there's not that many great job opportunities in Hawaii. So while you may have a really good social scene, you might not have a great work-life balance or necessarily career, and that might be detrimental to your long-term plan. In my opinion, I think go where the job opportunities are, do your best, and if you have a good foundational financial footing, then move and find an opportunity that is more in line with your values. But create some assets, have a little cushion, do it for yourself. Don't give up everything you want for a relationship. Relationships don't take, they give you value. It should never feel like a detriment. You should never feel like you're losing. If you do get in a relationship, you should feel like you're winning because she is providing so much value to you that it would be a shame to be single. But these things happen of its own accord when you're not necessarily looking for it. I know that's not the answer you want, because I feel like a lot of people just want a girlfriend, right? They want it overnight. But if you rush it, you get that result. It happens when you're full of self-love, you're working yourself, you love your job, you just love your life, and you'll meet them. The opportunity will come, and it's up to you to have that confidence and courage to ask her out. And if you get rejected, so what? At least you did it. rejection is better than regret. If you have any questions, email me at bedroomtalksconsult@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram at m.deep20. As always, wish you the best. Namaste.